Welcome to our 2025 Concordia Men's Volleyball Season Preview. My name is Matt Menzl, being joined by senior setter Logan Kebasek as we preview this 2025 campaign. And before we talk about the here and now, I guess, looking back last year at your junior season, how do you feel things went?
Things went pretty well. I mean, every year since I've been here, we've been getting better and better. Unfortunately, last year we had a lower number of players just with injuries and people leaving. But this year we've come back, got more people than we've ever had, and so we've been able to push each other, and it's looking good.
Certainly from a positional standpoint, you've been the setter for years now, but how about your comfort level? How has that grown in your time now with the Falcons?
I've gotten a lot more comfortable. I mean, I'm a very nervous person. I'm a little anxious, but now knowing that we've got other setters, we've got people to push me, and just getting comfortable with everyone on my team and just being out in front of a crowd has definitely gotten better.
Is there pressure this year to be more of a leader now, being one of these 6 seniors on this roster?
I would say there's a little more pressure, but at the same time, there's a lot of freshmen that are really stepping up. And since I won't be on the court the entire time, we'll be running a 6-2. The other setter is also, taking up. He's probably got the same jersey I had when I was a freshman, but he's taking some of the hit for me, and the rest of our team also really comes together.
We talk about going with that 2-setter lineup now. Do you have a pretty good sense of who you might be working alongside with at this point?
So far, yeah. Curtis believes that right now we're going to kind of stick with a certain lineup, and it's right now I'm working with Will. He subs in with me, and then Hayden works with Reed. They both actually played together prior to coming here, so that really works out. But he also thinks that as the year goes on, it's very possible that it'll switch up. He doesn't want to just be set one way, but for now, since we connect better, and I've played with Will longer and he's played with Reed longer, it just works out better that way.
You mentioned it earlier. You look at this roster, a lot more depth here this season. How has the competition level changed in practice?
Competition level is way higher than it's ever been. I mean, the second side's pushing us really hard. There's lots of times where they beat us in games, and it's just one of those things where half the second side could be on the first side, and so it's always just getting pushed.
Number of new faces, whether it be by way of transfer or freshmen. Have you gotten used to the newcomers by this point?
Gotten used to them? Yes. It's been really great. I think as a team, we all come together really well. We all hang out. We do team bonding. We went to an Admirals game. We do reffing. So it's just one of those things that right away we all got used to one another. And since we have so many people from out of state, for reffing, for me, I was the second. Only 2 seniors did it. You could either pay out or ref. And so I was always driving freshmen and getting to know them. So that was a good way to get to know them.
And from a team perspective, you guys are predicted 5th in an always competitive NAC. What do you expect when you think conference play?
When I think about conference play, I just think about really good teams. I mean, we're one of probably the better conferences, and it's one of those things where one game could change everything. I mean, we could go from 5th to 3rd. We could get higher. It depends how people play, but our conference is really good, and a lot of teams are still having those COVID years and keeping some of their really good players. So,
finally, for you, individual goals you have?
For individual goals, I don't really think I have too many. I mean, obviously I want to try and win at least the first playoff game. We haven't the last years that I've been here. We won the one the year before I was here. So that's a really big goal of mine, and then hopefully go farther than that if we can.
Well, Logan, all the best to you and the team this season.
Thank you.
Now being joined by men's volleyball head coach Curtis Matson. And last year, the Falcons finishing with 12 victories, 11 defeats, 8-5 in conference, putting up 1.16 consecutive matches. Before we talk about the current season, I guess your reflections on 2024.
Yeah, I think it was a good year. I mean, obviously, having 2 very experienced seniors that could carry the load helped, and it was a great year for Lucas to get going, and some experience for these younger guys that hopefully will go in. But I think all in all, given the type of schedule we play every year, I'm very proud of what we put out and where we're at. Again, playing in the NAC, making the conference tournament is just as big as winning in it. So keeping that streak alive was huge.
Of course, one of the big questions is how do you go about filling the void created with the loss of Spencer Herman?
It's what we do at this level, right? You get a short amount of time with these guys and you make the best of it, and we go. We're going to make some adjustments to our lineup. We actually, in some ways, are really excited about our offense this year because it should be more spread out than just reliant on giving the ball to one guy, which he did that really well at a high level for 4 years. But we're kind of excited to see what we can do on the court now with Spencer gone and other guys stepping up and creating new opportunities and new folds in our offense and things that we can do there to score points.
And going with a 2-setter offense?
As of right now, that's a potential to look out there. We've been looking at that option with 2 opposites that can really play and 2 setters there, which is awesome. We've got a lot of flexibility in this to give us the option to go to a 5-1 or a 6-2 as we need, as far as matchups are considered or what that day calls for.
What have you seen so far in training camp and through one exhibition contest from this team that has a lot more depth here this season?
I think that hits it on the head. Is the depth. We've got a lot of guys in the gym really working and going. I think our freshman class as a whole has come in and stepped up their game and maybe exceeded expectations to this moment of where they are and been creating pressure. It's probably been the most competitive gym we've had. So coming in every day, we're getting good work, getting some good effort out of that and pushing each other. And hopefully that growth will continue throughout the season. As you know, our schedule shows, we're going to need to keep growing and get better because we really don't get any days off and on the schedule. So.
And the new guys are fitting in nicely?
Yeah, we're really enjoying it. I mean, again, it's when almost half your roster is new. That gives you some pause coming in. But I think our upperclassmen have done a great job of continuing and building the culture we have and welcoming these guys in. And they've done a great job of buying into the culture and buying into those things. So I think right now, as far as that goes, we're as strong as we can be. And it's great to see the new guys fitting into the fold right away. But that happens every year, which is awesome. These are a special group of guys we get to work with.
When you look at your roster, is that the challenge for you as the coach now? Okay, yes, it's a blessing to have so much depth, but now how do you go about finding them all playing time?
Yeah, I mean, but we talk about it in the recruiting process that it's their job to make mine hard. I would rather have a hard job figuring out what our lineup is daily than walk in the gym and go, okay, this is all we got. So, it's a blessing and a curse because it adds a little more stress to me to figure out what matchups are where and where we are. But it also, you look at the positive, it gives you flexibility if you need it, when you need it. But yeah, it's been a way more interesting run and setting up what our starting lineup looks like from day to day.
What did you see in the exhibition against Bryant and Stratton?
We'll focus on, a lot of the positives. The big thing is we found a way to get it done. Certain things were there. I mean, having as many young guys at one point, 4 guys on the court were all freshmen in one of the sets. So, obviously we went through some freshman, hurdles and bumps, but the fact that we were able to get it done, we were able to score. When we played, our offense was very efficient. We had some big outings from guys that either were on their first time stepping on a college court or, getting their first opportunity there. Our middle play was great. Our pins were nice. We did utilize the 6-2 in that one, but it gave us the option to look at guys where we could go 5-1, what we could do. So it was really cool to see that all the different options we have on the table are still viable for us.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, too. You look at the schedule, and obviously conference play alone is a who's who, but you guys always challenge a challenging non-conference slate. So I guess when you look at your schedule, what are some of the highlights this season?
We always take our trips. So going out to Boston, we're going to get our first opportunity to play a championship division team. So we're playing American International, who's a Division I/II opponent for the first time in program history. It'll be kind of cool to see what we can do against those type of athletes. And while we're out there playing LaSalle, who had a huge opening weekend, they came in, I think, 19th in the country and went 3-1, upset a couple of teams that are at least one team that was ranked, so they're going to be there. And we have the whole CCIW slate on our conference or on our schedule, which they're one of the top conferences in the country as well. Again, Concordia Volleyball hasn't shied away from a fight and hasn't shied away from the nation's best, but in the Midwest, that's what you've got to do to put yourself there. For the first time in program history, we're going to get CUW and we're going to get them on our own court, coming off of a national championship. So I think this is our third straight year playing, or 3 out of 4 playing the returning national champions. So, I love it. There's nothing more than that to get you ready to compete, and our guys like the challenge, so it's fun to do.
You get started for real on Thursday at Illinois Wesleyan at 7 p.m. Home opener is Saturday at 2 o'clock versus North Central, and to wrap things up for you, when you look at this season, for this team to be successful, to compete in the conference, in your opinion, what needs to happen?
We got to play Concordia Volleyball. I think, again, offensively we're there. We've been doing pretty well on our side of the first contact. If we can control first contact and run our offense efficiently where we're there, we've historically been a very good blocking team. We do some of those things. It's just, attention to details. It's really there. We've got the arms, we've got the talent. We just have to now, the little things, we just have to go through that. And I think as the season goes, we'll do a lot better given the youth and the inexperience that's going to grow and develop, especially with this the schedule.
Coach, as always, thanks a lot for your time. All the best this season.
Thank you.
And for more on the men's volleyball team, stay tuned to CUW Falcons.com.